Hi, everybody in Project 3 on Tuesday. How are you? I hope you're doing really well. I've heard from most of you for homework, but some of you still need to give me homework from week 1 and week 2, okay? Don't forget. So, next week, we don't have class. So, we don't have any videos next week on Tuesday and Thursday, okay? But you still have homework and work to do. All right. If you want to have extra work, go to the website, the English School Lugo, and look at the small box. At the bottom, it says something in Spanish about extra worksheets or videos or things to practice. But I will also put a link under my video so you can see other things that you can listen to practice your listening. Okay? Now, this week we have a competition in the whole school. You need to write one sentence or 2 sentences with this topic. After all of this is over, I'm going to, okay? After all of this, after the crisis of the coronavirus is over, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to meet with my friends. I'm going to go on holiday. For me, after all of this is over, I'm going to travel to Colombia with my family and see my family there again, okay? You need to include 1 or 2 pictures of what you're going to do. I included a photo of me in Colombia, for example. What photo can you include? What are you going to do? Can you write 1 or 2 lines with 1 or 2 photos and send it to me? And I can send it to Will for the competition. Okay? Good job, guys. So today we are going to practice a little bit of Trinity 4 and 5. Okay, and we're going to go in our books. So go to your books on page 60. Okay, the topic here is called making people aware. Okay, aware means conscious. To make somebody aware of something means to make somebody know more about something. Okay, now in this crisis, we are more aware of the coronavirus. We're more aware of infectious illnesses or diseases. Okay, we are more aware of all of the different activities you can do in your house. Okay, so this topic 5C is about making people aware, okay? They know about something. Look at number 1. You are going to listen to the text and answer these questions, okay? Number 1, who is the text about? 2, where is he from? 3, what is the world's highest rubbish dump? And 4, has the problem improved? So the questions in number 1 are homework for me. Okay, so send this to my email. We're going to read this together and you can copy my pronunciation. Ready? Ken Noguchi is a mountain climber. He's climbed Mount Everest. It wasn't the Japanese climber's first visit to the top of the world's highest mountain. He's climbed it 5 times and he's going to do it again. He doesn't do it for fun. He goes there to collect something. Rubbish. Ken's team of climbers from Japan and Nepal have collected over 500 kilograms of rubbish and brought it down the mountain. They have collected a lot of small things like drinks cans, food packaging, and plastic bags, but also some large things like tents, sleeping bags, and empty oxygen bottles. Where has all this rubbish come from? The first people to climb Mount Everest were Sir Edmund Hillary from New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay from Nepal, the home of Mount Everest. They reached the top in May 1953. Since then, modern equipment has made it a lot easier and thousands of people have climbed the mountain. They have left tons of rubbish there because they don't want to carry it back down the mountain. And unfortunately, the rubbish doesn't decompose in the cold air. Now there is so much rubbish that people have called the mountain the highest rubbish dump in the world. And Noguchi wants to make people aware of the problem. He has taken some of the rubbish to Japan and Korea and put it on display. A lot of climbers come from these countries. We must keep the world's highest mountain clean, he said. Things are better now. People are aware of the problem. And now all climbers must bring their own rubbish back or pay a big fine. However, Ken thinks there is probably about 50 tons of old rubbish still there. So this is a horrible problem. I didn't know about it, but now I am aware of this problem. I didn't know on Mount Everest there was so much rubbish. Did you know that? I didn't know that. That's very sad, actually. It's very, very sad. I understand that people, when they climb Mount Everest, don't want to take their rubbish down because they only want to go down the mountain safely and arrive at their destination in a safe way. But it's really irresponsible and not conscious of nature, not kind to nature, to leave all of your rubbish on this beautiful mountain. Look at that. That's horrible and disgusting. Look at all of this rubbish here. Just plastic, cans. Excuse me. I have allergies. Paper. It's horrible, isn't it? What do you think about this? I feel like this is horrible. Okay, so you need to answer the questions in number 1 about the reading. If it's necessary, go back and listen to the reading again, and you can copy my pronunciation. If you don't know any vocabulary words, go in the dictionary and look them up. Okay? Number 2, match the halves of the sentences. You have 8 first parts of a sentence and 8 second parts of a sentence. Can you match these parts of the sentences to these parts of the sentences looking at the text? Okay, so this is homework. Number 1 and number 2 is homework for me. Okay, so when you're finished, you can close your book. Okay, now I want to talk about something that is a small problem from the last class. Okay, we were talking about past participles and the present perfect, remember? For example, I have eaten octopus. Okay, this is an experience I had. I have eaten. We have the verb have, or if it's he and she, has eaten. This is the past participle. I just write PP. It's easier. But you write past participle here. Past participle. Okay, anytime you use the present perfect, you need to use the past participle after have or has, okay? So this is the past participle. What's the problem? Some of you think that the past participle always ends in the letter N. It's not true. It can end in many different ways, okay? Let me find my book. Okay, let me see if in this book you have a vocabulary list. I don't think you have this. Let me see. No, in this book, no. But, for example, I have another book here, and sometimes in your books at school, you have a vocabulary list of verbs. No, it's not in this book either. Sometimes in a book you have a list, some vocabulary lists. I don't know. Wait one moment. I'm going to look for another book. Okay, maybe in this book here, They have a vocabulary list at the back. I think they do. Aha. Okay. So let me just check. Okay. Do you see this type of a list? You have something that says base form. So that's the infinitive. Past simple form here. And look, what's that? Past participle. So it's the third column. That's the third verb that we are interested in, okay? So, for example, in the last class, some of you were confused about the past participles, okay? We had different verbs like ride, win, okay? Ride, I'm going to write them here, okay? Ride, win, climb, okay? Climb, be, sorry, can't see that. Meet. What else? See, play, have, and drive. I'm just going to write that. See, play, have, and drive. Okay, so you had these verbs. These are the base forms. But we want to know what the past participle is and what the past simple is. We're not going to use the past simple. Okay, we are only interested in the past participle. For example, in green, I'm going to write the past simple, and then in red, I'm going to write the past participle. Okay, guys? So, ride, the past simple is rode. Okay, but it's not the past participle. It's just the past simple. For example, yesterday I rode a horse. Win, won, climb, climbed, like this. Be, was or were. Meet, met. Okay. See, saw. Play, played. Have, had. And drive, drove. Okay, so these are not the past participle, they are only the past simple. Now, we are going to look at the past participle, the important verb for the present perfect. Okay, for the present perfect, we need our past participle that is in red. This is where some of you had some problems. They don't all end in N. Sometimes the past simple and the past participle are the same sometimes, okay? So ride, rode, ridden. Okay, ridden. So a specific time. Yesterday, I rode a horse. Ridden. In my life, I have ridden a horse. Okay? So these are experiences. These are specific times in the past. Okay? These are not specific times. We don't know when. Okay? It's just any time, but it's an experience. The ending is N, but it doesn't mean all of them are N. Let's have a look. One, okay, one is the same as this. So see, they're the same. Not always, but sometimes. Climbed. Okay, yeah, they're the same. Not always, but sometimes. Not climbing with N. Okay, climbed. Was or were. Been. Okay, been. It has an N, but not all of them do. Meet, met, met. Okay, met is the same as this one. See, saw, seen. Okay, this one ends in the letter N, but not all of them do again. Played, 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 played. Okay. Have, had, had. Okay, do you see? These ones are the same. And drive, drove, driven. Okay, driven. So this one does end in N. Sometimes they end in N, sometimes not. So in red, these are the past participles we studied in the last class. Be careful with the spelling. Okay, now that you're finished, I want Trinity 4 and Trinity 5 to look at some questions. Last week, you thought about questions for your topic. You wrote your topic and you thought about the conversation phase. What questions can they ask me in the conversation phase? You wrote some for me, I remember. Today, I have some questions for you. You need to think about them and write them and practice speaking them, okay, with your family. You record it on your phone, okay? Have a look. Okay, the first one is for Trinity Grade 4. So Elena and Mireia, this is for you, okay? Trinity Grade 4, you have 6 questions here. I want you to pause the video, only Mireia and Elena. And these are different questions I want you to answer about the different conversation topics. Okay? Now, Gael and Andres, these are Trinity 5 topic questions, conversation questions. Can you please answer these questions with as much information as possible and send this to me by email? Okay, so these ones are for Gael and Andres. Okay, guys, so that's the end of our class for today. Please send me the homework from the reading, and if you're doing Trinity, send me your questions, the answer to your questions, okay? Bye, see you on Thursday.